I think it's another book tag time. I am performing the DNF Book Tag that was created by Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Scott and Nell. I'll link to their original tag down below and their, thingy. Go check it out. This is a great tag, so I'm going to discuss it now. Question 1. Do you DNF books? Yes, I do. I never discuss them though, because I feel like your platform on either Goodreads, Amazon reviews, YouTube, they're all promotional tools. And if I DNF'd a book, it's like, it's really not worth my time, and I don't want to promote a book that I didn't like. So I never discuss them, but I definitely do. I don't do it a lot, but I do it. I think I DNF'd at least 2 books this year. Ooh, scandal. And last year not a bunch, probably like 2 or 3 books a year. It's really not significant. If you DNF a book, does it count towards your books read for the month? No, as I said, I don't discuss them. And if I do put it in my active reading folder on Goodreads, I actually delete the book entirely if I DNF it. I did make a DNF folder originally, but what it does is it shows people that you're interested in that book in a way, or you have been interested in that book in a way. It's not a big deal for books that I think that I might want to come back to, but it is a big deal for me if I really don't like if I really hated a book, then I'm like 50 to 100 pages into it and I'm really not feeling it. If there's something offensive that I find in the book, then I'm just gonna, I cut it. It doesn't count, not at all. Is there a difference between DNF and just putting it down for a bit? Yes, I call that my back burner folder on Goodreads. There are a bunch of books, actually there aren't a whole lot of books that are in there now. I eventually moved the Midnight Garden of Good and Evil into my actual TBR list. It used to be in the back burner. I have backburned, unfortunately, Catch-22 because I'd just taken too much time. I ended up in a reading slump after I started that, but I think I got like halfway through that book. I was enjoying it like crazy, but I was in a reading slumpy space, so there was no book that was ever going to crack that. So I have it around here somewhere, and I will pick it up again one day. What popular book have you DNF'd? Heart's Invisible Furies. I DNF'd that last year, I believe. Some point last year. Most recently, I don't know if I've DNF'd many popular books, but I did DNF Rules for Visiting kind of recently. I'm tempted to pick that back up. I got through, according to Libby, I got through about 30% of it, and I mean, I was listening to it on audiobook. I was just getting kind of frustrated by the narrator. I just wasn't feeling it. And what book do you wish you had DNF'd? Off the top of my head, that second book in the Rosie Project series, I forget what that's called. Dawn something. I hated that book, and I kept hating and hating and hating it. Also, more recently, Where the Crawdads Sing. I think I originally gave this 4 stars because I felt like peer pressure to give it a higher rating. It's just a New York Times bestseller, and it's like, it didn't do anything for me. It felt kind of gimmicky in a way for me. And it was also, they used the N-word in the book, which I found offensive just because it was written by a white author, and that bugs me. It just really bugs me. It's like, you don't get freedom to use that word ever. And what the hell? Do you ever reattempt to read a DNF? Has this ever been successful for you? I would define success, yes, as in I finished the book, One book that I did DNF, I did move into the back burner folder into my Goodreads, and that was The Dinner List by Cyril. Is it Rebecca Cyril? Can't remember. But the only reason I did that was because I got that book from Book of the Month. I really thought that that book was something that I love, and it seemed like something that I would really enjoy, but I don't even think I got more than like 2 pages in, and I was like, I'm already lost. I don't like this. So I put it down, and I didn't want to give up on it, because it was a book that I did pick out for myself from Book of the Month. So I was like, oh, I gotta finish that book. And I did pick it back up. I picked it back up at the end of last year, and I finished it. But I picked it up through audiobook, and it was fine. Like, it was a 3-star. It didn't move mountains for me, but I got through it, so it was kind of a success. What do you do with books you DNF? I return them to the library, or I allow that their hold period to lapse. I don't normally buy books without having already vetted them by reading them. I normally only buy books that I know that I'm going to love, or like that I've already read. I have broken that rule this year, since it's been difficult getting books from the library, and I've also had some special projects that I've been working on, so I have to buy the books for that. I don't have to, but I choose to, because I'm either started a book and I'll buy it, but other than that, I might sell it, or it'll just sit and collect us someplace, but generally I just return it to the library. Do you choose more or less risky titles because of your stance on DNFing? I don't really have much of I'm willing to DNF, and I believe that if you're really not feeling a book, then you should just cut ties with it. But that said, I really do look for books that I know that I'm going to enjoy. I mean, you never really know, but my goal is just to read books that really appeal to me. So I would say maybe. And then the last thing is to tag 5 people that other booktubers to perform this tag, and I'm not gonna tag anyone. If you're watching this, please let me know that you're gonna do it, and also tell Scott and Nell, because this is their baby, and yeah, I want you to do this tag, fellow booktuber. So anyway, this is a good tag, so thumbs up, and for love and likes, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be seeing you around soon with another video, probably a review, or I have no idea.